to discuss about electrical written question which is asked in MU class 4. You can see question on the screen. A coil of resistance 10 ohm and inductance 100 microhenry is connected in series with two parallel capacitor. Each value is given, you can see, across a 250 volt and 50 hertz supply. Now we have to determine the circuit current, total power factor, the power taken from the supply. Now coming to the solution. First we will see the figure. You can see figure, resistance, inductance and capacitor. This is in the parallel, and as we know that in the parallel capacitor equivalent resistance will be added, so equivalent resistance become 200. Okay, if it is in series, then we will apply this formula, 1 by R equivalent equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, but it is in parallel, so simple formula of R equivalent is equal to R1 plus R2. It is opposite to resistance. Now coming to the question. First question. Now we will calculate total capacitance and reactance. So total capacitance I already told you, because it is connected in parallel, so total capacitance become 200. Now we will calculate inductive reactance and capacitive reactance, that is XL and XC. And as we know that formula of inductive reactance is equal to 2 pi FL, and of capacitive reactance you can see here. So now we will calculate directly. XL is equal to 2 pi FL, frequency is mentioned, and L is also mentioned. So we will calculate XL value is here, and similarly we can calculate XC, that means capacitive reactance, using the formula this one. So we will calculate total capacitance and reactance, because we need it to calculate current, and whatever we have to calculate, that required to first calculate total capacitance and reactance. So we already calculate inductive reactance and capacitive reactance. Next we have to calculate circuit impedance, that is also resistance, final resistance we can say, but properly we can say circuit impedance, that is Z. Formula of this is R square XL minus XC under root. So we already know value of RL, XL and XC. We simply put the value in this formula and we can calculate circuit impedance. We have to calculate circuit resistance, we can also say circuit impedance. So circuit impedance, using this formula we can calculate easily. Now whatever we have to calculate in the question, now we can calculate. So we have to calculate circuit current. So simple Ohm's law we know, IR or IZ you can write, because we have circuit impedance. So I become B divided by Z. B know because it is given, and Z we already calculate circuit impedance. So simply we will put in this formula and we will know circuit current. Next, what we have to calculate the power factor. Power factor formula, it is the ratio of resistance to the total impedance, that means R divided by Z. You should memorize this formula. You need to remember this formula because formula of power factor is cos pi is equal to R by Z, and we already know R is equal to 10 ohm and Z total impedance, so we already calculate above, so we can easily calculate power factor. Next, what we have to calculate the power taken from the supply, total power consumed by the circuit. What is its formula? Its formula is VI cos phi. So V is given, I we already calculated above, and cos phi we already calculated above. So simply it is very easy question. We can calculate total power taken from the supply by putting value. We already know voltage supply is given, current we calculated above, and cos phi we calculated above. So by putting all these value we can calculate power taken from the supply.